We are live. At least it says so on the screen. On my screen, it says you are live. We are here with Street Show. This is brought to you by the Minneapolis Downtown Improvement District. Today, we are presenting Really Spicy Opera. How you doing, Basil?
Doing great today.
Excellent. So Basil has been performing on Hennepin Avenue and on Nicollet Mall for a few years now. So this is great to bring him on the virtual platform. So a little bit about Street Show before we get going with the music. Since 2017, Street Show has brought hundreds of hours of paid street performances to Nicollet Mall and Hennepin Avenues in downtown Minneapolis. And now we're just bringing it right to you in your living room or from our houses to your houses. So every Tuesday and Thursday from noon to 1 in May and June, we're going to be here with new performers, mostly musicians, but also we had a poet last week. We're going to have a storyteller and advice giver next week. And spoken word artists, lots of different genres of music. So please tune in from wherever you are. You can visit streetshowmpls.org for more information. And this is brought to you by Minneapolis Downtown Improvement District, Hennepin Theater Trust, and the Warming House. So here we are with Really Spicy Opera. Basil, you're doing well, right?
Doing great.
Good. We are excited to hear from you. And you showed us that you have a Disney book on hand. So
yes, I'm always happy to take requests. I can't promise I'll know the song that you have, but I do have handy this Disney collection. So if it's a Disney song from the last couple of years, there's a fair chance I might be able to do it. So just comment on and if I can work it in, I'm happy to. There are a couple that I'll probably avoid because you've probably heard them a lot recently, but don't let that stop you from writing in because sometimes it's just the right moment to hear a piece of music.
absolutely. That's awesome. Thanks for taking requests today. So please comment if you're watching at home. Please drop a line in the comments. Basil can see your comments. And then I'm also going to drop a PayPal link in there so you can tip Basil Really Spicy Opera today. Or just sit back, relax, have some fun, and enjoy. Take it away.
We're going to start with a early 20th century classic that someone wrote into me when I said that I was doing the show, and they said, I would like to hear it. And some of these songs I'll just play, and some of them I'll play and sing. But we'll start just listening to this one. You probably know it. America the Beautiful, music by Samuel Ward, and the lyrics by Catherine Lee Bates. One of the things I especially love about Minneapolis is something that I experienced my very first week when I moved here. It was December of 2013. And if you've been here, you'll remember that was a very cold winter. And on the second day that I was here, I went to the Guthrie. And then the week after that, I went to the Pantages Theater. The Hennepin Theater Trust was hosting Theater Latte Das production of Cabaret. And it was just a wonderful introduction to the richness of the theater scene here. And so I thought we should absolutely do a couple musical theater songs in this mix. This one is from a show that you probably know if you've listened to any musicals. I'll play a little bit and then we'll see if you recognize it. think it's fair to say that for someone who grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, that Les Mis is one of the most important and influential shows in bringing musical theater to the masses. It's a show that ran for a very long time on Broadway, that has come to our theaters many times, been locally produced even, and of course has a few cinematic adaptations and more recordings that you can shake a stick at. And I think one of the reasons that this show has endured is that it speaks to a broad piece of our experience, because we're a very diverse city, and some of these things that happen in life are just, you look at them and say, how can this happen? And that's something I feel when I look at this song. I dreamed a dream in days gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that dream would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. When I was young and unafraid, and dreams were made and used and wasted, there was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come at night, with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dream to shame. She slept a summer by my side. She filled my days with endless wonder. She took my childhood in her stride, but she was gone when autumn came. And still I dream she'll come to me, that we would live the years together. But there are dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different from this while I'm living, so different now from what it seemed. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed. I really love that writing by Bubel and Schoenberg. There's so many ways that they shade the emotion, where they shape the sound and take it in ways that bring all these memories to mind. Think of all the times when you were totally swept away and enraptured, and times when things weren't. And I really love songs that are complex like that, but not every song is. Some of them, the most beautiful songs, are really simple, like this one. to try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Oh, imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine there's no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. See, there are a couple comments. Let me take a peek at this. Oh, thank you for the compliment. We'll come back for Disney in a little bit and see if we can do a little bit of Hunchback. I'll say in passing that in all the years that I've done a street show with the Hennepin Theater Trust and with the Downtown Improvement District and similar things with other groups, over the last few years, there are a couple songs that are always really popular with the little kids who walk by, and some things like and it's not a bad song. It's certainly a popular one. I think maybe we'll save a song like that for when I have a killer singer to be with me here, because it's really a song where I want to let loose on the piano and let them loose vocally, and trying to do both at the same time is involved. I want to go next to a song from, I would say, indisputably one of the best songwriting teams of American music in the 20th century. It's a song that many of us grew up with, probably learned from the movies, perhaps experienced it both in the movie screen and on stage. And, well, we'll just do a little bit and see if you recognize the tune. let's go back to Bubel and Schoenberg a little bit for another song from Les Mis. Uh, there were many things that Les Mis was for me. It was my first on-screen experience with interracial casting, and I saw nothing wrong with it as a child, and as an adult, that was an important thing to know early on, that the color of someone's skin shouldn't stop them from being able to play a part that might be conceived as traditionally white. And, it's also just beautiful music. This song you'll probably recognize without my saying anything more. But I did want to say a little bit about the character, because if you read the novel, Les Mis, you see so much more about Eponine. She's an incredibly strong character, and she does all these things that just didn't make it onto the stage. And it helps us understand some of the strength that she shows. And so I have always had a sweet spot for Eponine in my heart. On my own, pretending she's beside me, all alone I walk with you to morning. Without her, I feel my arms around me, and when I lose my way and close my eyes, and she has found me. In the rain, the pavement shines like silver. All the lights are misty in the river. In the darkness, the trees are full of starlight, and all I see is her in me forever and forever. And I know it's only in my mind that I'm talking to myself and not to her. And although I know that she is blind, still I say there's a way for us. I love her, but when the night is over, she is gone. The river's just a river. Without her, the world around me changes. The trees are barren everywhere, the streets are full of strangers. I love her, but every day I'm learning. All my life I've only been pretending. Without her, the world will go on turning, a world that's full of happiness that I have never known. I love her. I love her, but only on my own. When I talk to my father about music and about his favorite songs, there's one that comes up that's probably on your list too. It's a song by a pair of songwriters that are less well known by name these days. E.Y. Harburg wrote the lyrics, and Harold Arlen wrote the music. And this pair of songwriters wrote the music for the Judy Garland A Star is Born movie that we might come back to in a little bit. and they were famous for all sorts of hits in their day. But nowadays, there's one song in particular that they wrote that even if people have no idea who they are, they know this song. And Judy Garland used to close every concert that she did in her adult career with this song. And I think I like the song so much, we're probably going to do it 2 times in this hour. Once by just playing and once singing to close it, as she did. But it's such a beautiful song. It's just such a lovely song. And I can always remember the first time that I saw this movie and went over the rainbow. So we'll come back to that one. See a couple comments there. Oh, thank you so much. And I see I've gotten a text message requesting that I pull out the Disney book. And the text message request happens to be one that another friend had written in with as well. So let me pull that up. So this is another song that a lot of people know without knowing who wrote it or where it's from. This is a movie that came well before Netflix, although I think you can watch it on Netflix these days. And this song was written by Joel Hirshhorn and Al Kasha, a very prolific songwriting pair that their work is probably more famous than their names are nowadays. But it's a song where I was performing in a theater in Chattanooga one year, and I did the song on a whim, and someone else came up to me afterwards and said, "You know, that song made me cry. My mother used to sing it every night to me as a lullaby." And so this is Candle on the Water from Pete's Dragon. be your candle on the water. My love for you will always burn. I know you're lost and drifting, but the clouds are shifting. Don't give up, you have somewhere to turn. I'll be your candle on the water, till every wave is warm and bright. My soul is there beside you. Let this candle guide you. Soon you'll see a golden stream of light. A golden, endless, timeless love. Don't let the stormy darkness fool you. I'll bring the ray of the foreground. So sing beware, light, 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 this flame inside I really do. Here's life, don't take these feet. For me, change you never let you go. I'll never let you go. I'll never let you go. So to all the mothers out there, whether your children are grown out in the world, or your children are people that you tended to who are not your biological ones, or whether your children are at home and you are juggling being a cook, a lesson provider, a counselor, and everything else, that song is for you. I see that there's a technical thing with the song, so with the sound, so let me just check it and see if there's anything I need to know there. Alright, we'll just look at one more thing and then we'll keep going. Alright. Princess and the Frog. Ooh. That is a lovely piece, and I really love Almost There, but I feel like I would get threatened by my friend that I like to play and sing that with, because we have an arrangement where I will only play that song with her, and if I do that one without her, I think she will tell me I'm cheating on her. But, maybe we can slip that in, and we'll see. It is a lovely song from The Princess and the Frog. Maybe I can sneak in a little bit. Normally we're here with the whole team of musicians, so we have a couple singers that will rotate through, and then at the end of a 2-hour set, I'm just like, I need water. But that's definitely not a song I can do justice, giving it a real jazz swing while going crazy on the piano. Ooh. I look forward to when we're back outside on Nicollet Mall and able to do that. While we're there, there's a song next to it in my book here that there was a Disney CGI remake of this recently, but for me, the original animated classic of Dumbo will always be the best one. And this is a song that I myself have used as a lullaby when I've been babysitting, when we've been helping put uh, other people's children to sleep. And I just think it's a lovely ballad. Baby mine, don't you cry. Baby mine, dry your eye. Rest your hand close to my heart, never to part, baby of mine. Baby mine, don't you cry. Baby mine, dry your eye. Let your head close to my heart, never to part, baby of mine. And for the longest time, I used to think that that was all there was of the song, because even though I had seen the movie more times than I can count, probably, that was what I remembered one of my nursery school teachers singing around nap time. And then when I got this book and went back, I was like, oh, there's a lovely bridge in there that I just forgot, because I only remembered the verse that my nursery school teacher would sing, and that memory overrode everything else. So the bridge goes something like this. If they knew, sweet little you, they'd end up loving you too. All those same people who scold you, what they'd give just for the right to hold you. Little one, when you play, don't you mind what they say. Let those eyes sparkle and shine, never a tear, baby of mine. Oh yeah, Bonnie Raitt is amazing vocalist. Don't think there's an album of hers that I don't love. Something I can also help credit Disney with in my own life is giving me an appreciation of classical music when I didn't even realize it. Because if you go to some of the great Disney movie musicals of the 1940s, they're actually using music from these wonderful ballets by Tchaikovsky and other composers, and then weaving in original songs that just fit so lovely with it that you don't realize that this is a joining of different parts. And Walt Disney's Cinderella is a great example of this. And you have songs like a dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches, whatever you wish for you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. Work for your dreams, and they come true. It's sometimes takes longer than you think. Sometimes is a rougher road, but boy, I've been able to make so many of the dreams I had as a child come true. Sometimes years after I thought they would, but still made them true. It is a great piece of wisdom. We have about 20 minutes left, so I think we should probably move into the 21st century part of Disney before we do another couple things and wrap it up. So, as anyone on here who loves the movie musical Tangled? Now, Tangled is one of the shows that brought Al Menken, one of the greatest voices in 20th century musical theater, and the author, really, of the music of the modern day Disney Renaissance. It brought him back. He teamed up with Glenn Slater and wrote several really lovely songs. And I really wish that I could have one of my fellow singers here to do this as a duet. But well, I'll see what I can do playing Rapunzel. All those days watching from the windows, all those years outside looking in, all that time never even knowing just how blind I've been. Now I'm here blinking in the starlight. Now I'm here, suddenly I see, standing here, it's so clear, I'm where I'm meant to be. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. And at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is blue, and it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything looks different now that I see you. In the movie, there's a beautiful bridge and a key change, and then the other person comes in. And then my favorite part, when it turns into a duet. And it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything is different now that I see you. If you're in quarantine isolation now and feeling a little bit cooped up, courage. We're all in this together. So I've been getting a number of texts through this, which is usually friends putting it in requests there. And we always try and walk a balance with this and making sure we're taking requests from everyone and trying to give as many people music that they would love to hear. So I'm trying my best on time management there. I think I'm going to skip that song that I was just thinking about doing and do something by one of my all-time favorite songwriters, Randy Newman. And I know Randy Newman wrote this, but in my heart of hearts, I've always thought of this as a Sarah McLachlan song because she sang the song in Toy Story 2. It's both incredibly beautiful, intricate, and heartbreaking because it's a song about growing up and growing apart. And I think oftentimes we believe that we have to let go of the things from our childhood. And there's some things we grow out of and some things that we rediscover as adults when we say, why did we go away from this? And this is a song that went away in my life for a time because it was so personal. But it's such a beautiful and tender song about something important in life, about how we grow older. It's When She Loved Me from Toy Story 2. When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Every hour we spent together lives within my heart. And when she was sad, I was there to dry her tears. And when she was happy, so was I. When she loved me. Through the summer and the fall, we had each other, that was all. Just she and I together, like it was meant to be. And when she was lonely, I was there to comfort her. And I knew that she loved me. So the years went by, I stayed the same, but she began to drift away. I was left alone. Still I waited for the day when she'd say, I will always love you. Lonely and forgotten, never thought she'd look my way. And she smiled at me and held me, just like she used to do. Like she loved me when she loved me. When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Every hour we spent together lives within my heart. When she loved me. That song and that movie, I think, are proof that something can be wonderful entertainment for the kids and also speak meaningful things to adults as well. I said we would be coming back to A Star is Born, but we're not going to do the Judy Garland one because, thank you, Hennepin Library. As it happens, right before quarantine began, I went to the library to get some music and try out some new songs, and I happened to grab a couple of Lady Gaga books. And I thought, this is something that I really engaged with and learned to play and sing while here in quarantine. And so let's make it part of the set. This is Always Remember Us This Way from A Star is Born. Lady Gaga was one of the songwriters for this, but she was part of a team. She worked with Natalie Hemby, with Hilary Lindsey, and Laurie McKenna. So this is a quartet of really talented gals who wrote this song. that Arizona sky burning in your eyes. You look at me and baby wanna catch on fire. It's buried in my soul like California gold. You found the light in me that I couldn't find. So when I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, I'll always remember us this way. Lovers in the night, always trying to write. We don't know how to rhyme, gosh, we try. But all I really know, you're where I want to go. The part of me that's you will never die. So when I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, I'll always remember us this way. Here's a little trivia for you. When this movie came out, of course, it had a great run in theaters, and then it went to video release. And of course, I'm a big patron of local libraries. Living here in Hennepin County, the system is great. I can tell you, because I tried to get a copy through the library, that not only were all the copies of the A Star Is Born soundtrack, the sheet music, and the DVD reserved for more than 6 months afterwards, but people went and did the same thing for the Barbra Streisand one and the Judy Garland, and it's a wonderful film, beautiful music, and the early versions, including the Judy Garland, are just really great. I think we have time for 2 or 3 songs before we finish up. So let's start the countdown there. I'm going to pick one out of here. I always like to pick something spontaneously because it keeps me on my toes. If it's something that I haven't specifically practiced, it lets you know how well you're doing as a musician and if you should be doing some more practicing. Okay, speaking of one of the classics and something that takes a melody from classical music, here's another piece from Cinderella. I had a very good pair of friends who did this as a waltz for their first dance at a wedding. The title, if you're wondering, is So This Is Love, and it's the song that Cinderella sings and hums to herself after she meets the man of her dreams. All right, we have time for a couple more. This is another Disney thing that we do it out of this book here. This is one that I had several people request in advance of the show. So, Jean and Katie, this one is for you. It's your request. I could introduce it and talk about it, but I think everyone's going to recognize it as soon as I start playing. Okay, we have one more. We're going to end with Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I did promise we were coming back to it, and it's such a beautiful song. So, Over the Rainbow once more. If you wrote in a request and we didn't get to it, very sorry. I will put those on the top of the list for the next time we do one of these. heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops up way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? Thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Basil. That was wonderful. I was singing along from my little studio here. That was so wonderful. I hope you all who tuned in today, I hope you all had a good time. I hope you all sang along. Today was brought to you by Really Spicy Opera, and we are going to be here every Tuesday and Thursday for the rest of May and in June with different acts. On Thursday, we have the Rowe Family Singers coming up with some good traditional tunes and Americana music and all that good stuff. So thanks. We'll see you again. Thanks, Basil.
Bye.